What up, what up, what up? It's your girl Free coming at you guys live with another exclusive vlog. I'm in the lovely city of Los Angeles, and I'm so happy to be bringing you an interview from...
CamDaGuapo.
Say what's up to the people. Okay, say your name again. So is it Cam the Guapo as one, or is it just Guapo, or is it just Cam?
Nah, it's CamDaGuapo, but every time I say what's up, I'll be like, oh, it's Guapo.
Okay.
Just to make it short, you know?
And
yeah,
is your
CamDaGuapo.
Is your name Cam?
Yeah, nah, my name is...
Nah, okay.
That's like my last name.
Oh, okay. So how'd you come up
with
it?
It's shorter from my last name. I came up with CamDaGuapo because back in middle school and high school, they used to call me Jordan Cam. Because there was another Jordan, and we were both homies. And my Instagram was Jordan Cam 19. And then I was like, damn, like, okay, when I start rapping, I'm going to use just Cam. And I used Cam. And then after, I was like, nah, it's going to be too hard for people to find. You know, it's too simple.
Mm-hmm.
So I put CamDaGuapo, and that's what stuck.
And what is Da Guapo? Because I've heard of Guapo in terms of, like, money. But what is Da Guapo?
So, Da is like the, just with a D.
Right.
Like Cam Da. And then Guap means money in English. And Guapo means handsome in Spanish.
Oh, okay. So there is a meaning
like
behind it.
It's like both, yeah.
Okay.
It's like CamDaGuapo.
All right. And give the people a background of, like, who you are, where you're from.
Well, I'm from Santa Paula, California. It's a little city in the 805. I make music. I started rapping like 4 years ago, maybe. Like, really trying, though, like 2 years ago, 2.5. And, yeah, that's me. CamDaGuapo.
What is... Okay, so when you say the 805, what do you mean? Because in Bakersfield, that's where I'm from. That's the old area code for Bakersfield.
Oh, that's the old area code?
Yeah, it's 661 now, but it used to be 805.
805 is right there, Ventura County. That's right there on Santa Paula, Fillmore, Oxnard, Ventura, Thousand Oaks, Santa Barbara.
Okay.
It's that area right there.
So, is Santa Paula LA?
No.
It's not LA County at all.
No, it's Ventura County.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was it like growing up out there? Because I've had nobody from there on the there on the channel.
That says it all. Like, I'm kind of one of like the only ones doing it out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like every other city, you know. It's the nice parts, the bad parts and shit. But I would just kick it right there with the homies. I would skate around the city a lot back then. And then yeah, that's when I started getting introduced to like being outside. You feel me? Like just like in middle school, like fucking doing a little dumb shit, and then yeah, it's kind of like any other city though.
Okay. So, in that area, what is like the demographic? Did you grow up in a Hispanic area?
Yeah.
Was it black people over there? Tell us what it was like where you grew up.
There's a lot of Hispanics.
Okay.
It's kind of like to the point where if you do see like a black or like a black person or a white person, you're kind of like, oh, shit, like, you know, it's kind of like odd.
Okay.
It's kind of off.
In the whole city of Santa? Okay.
Santa Paula. Well, it's a small city though. It's like you can get from one side to the other in like 7-8 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you think the population is?
It's like, I searched it up last time. It's like 22,000.
Damn.
22,000 people. It's a little bit.
Wait, 22,000?
Yeah.
In the whole city?
Yeah, in Santa Paula.
Or 222,000?
Nah, 22,000. I could search it up right now and show you.
So it must be like, we have a city next to like Bakersfield. Well, two. One's like Arvin and one's like Lamont. They're pretty small. So is it small like that?
I think I've heard of Arvin.
Yeah, Arvin's, it's mostly Hispanics too, and so is Lamont, and it's very small. Structures and things like that.
We don't have no like fucking like big ass buildings or nothing. Nah, we just have a main street.
It's like a country town, like the woods ish. Like, you know, if you go to North Dakota, like in the woods, that type of thing.
Nah, not really. It's more like old town, like an old town. Like, they used to shoot a lot of movies right there in our main street. Because it looked like an old town, like the clock towers and, like, shit like that. Like,
okay. Who did you grow up with out there? Tell us the background of, like, the family and who you grew up with and all that.
My parents came here before I was born. So my siblings, a couple of my siblings grew up over there in Mex. They were born in Mex. They brought them over here. And then I was born over here. So I'm like, is that first generation?
Yeah.
My parents are both born in Mexico and then came over here.
Yeah, I think that's first generation. Yeah.
So I was first generation, but I had older siblings, you feel me? But I don't know, it was just like me, and I grew up with my cousin. I grew up with my cousins. And I'd just be with the homies skating around the town and shit.
And when you say skating, you mean skateboarding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just ride around with them though. They be doing tricks and filming and shit. I just be kicking it like with the homies. Yeah, I didn't.
So in the household, who did you grow up with?
It was me. At one point, we were living in a house. It was me, my older brother, my older sister, my other older sister, my younger brother, and both my parents in a room. At one point, and we would share the other room. We would rent it out to two other fools. And then once we started growing a little older, while my older siblings started sleeping in the living room, and then it was me and my little brother in the room and shit with my parents. Until I was like 15, probably 14. That's when we moved spots. And that's when I got my own room and shit. So I grew up with my brother in the other spot.
Okay.
It's me and my brother. My older siblings got older and moved around and shit.
What would you say growing up for you was like? Was there times where you remember not having shit? How was it for you? If you feel comfortable talking about that part.
I've always been humble, so I don't want to say we didn't have shit when we did, but it wasn't how like everybody else did. Like I remember I'd see like fools like rocking like J's and shit in middle school, and I'd be like, "Oh mom, like you feel me?" And fuck, this and that.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time my dad got me some Jordans. They were like Air Jordans. They weren't even retros. They were just Air Jordans. They were like 110. And then he bought them. My mom was like, "Let's just go halves, like you really want some and shit." But my dad was pissed. He's like, "I never spent this much on a pair of shoes for me. Like I never spent."
That's some shit my dad would say.
He's like, "I never spent over $50 on shoes for me. Like this is bullshit, this and that." I was like, "Fuck, I just wanted the new J's and shit." Like, they would buy me like the Osiris shoes and shit. Like fucking, it was just like every other Hispanic though. Like shopping at Ross, fucking Marshalls, only going out on Sundays to the fucking swap meet. Just like any other Hispanic kid. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, we didn't have a home or nothing like that." We had a roof, we had clothes, and we had food.
Were other people in that area living like that, or was the area more richer? Did it have poverty? What was Santa Paula like as far as?
It has a little bit of both. So look, like on top of the hills, there's like little houses. Like that's like the rich area. You feel me? That's where people go trick or treating.
Oh, okay.
To get the bigger candy.
You think they like builded the rich people built their houses up there?
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like, and then down here it's when like past Main Street to this side. So like the ghetto is like the east side's ghetto, the west side's ghetto. It's just like the middle is like Main Street, so that makes it like something to do right there. But if you really want like a nice area, you gotta go up to like the hills right there.
Okay.
It's a small town though. It's like surrounded by mountains. It's kind of like, it's hard to explain.
Okay. So when you were growing up and you weren't getting shit that you wanted, did you like go to the streets to try to get the things that you wanted? What were you like growing up? Because you seem like, you weren't a banshee too much, but then again, I listen to the music and I'm like, you're a different person in person than you are on the songs.
Right.
Like you make more turned up music than you are in person.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I fill out your personality.
You can't really like,
like
so
you're not easy to read.
So growing up, it was more like you're in high school, you're in middle school, and you're like trying to make little moves to make money. You feel me? I remember I was 15. I couldn't even get a job yet, so I was just like, fuck, like I gotta see what I do. I was like trapping a little bit, like trying to slang here and there. I would ride on a bike. I had to carry that shit in the transport. And I'd be like, oh, I'm right here outside. Like, I got you $25 or whatever. And then, but by the time I hit 16, I was able to get like an actual job. So for me, it was like my parents were always pushing me to get like a job, save money, fucking the fucking average Hispanic. But my mindset was different. Like, I was like, fuck, I could really do something, I don't gotta work, save money, and have to live how we're living, you feel me? Like, my goal was always getting my parents out the struggle. And it still is, you feel me?
Right.
They be telling me, like, nah, you gotta, like, worry about yourself first, like, get your spot first and shit. But I was like, nah, like, I wanna buy you guys a house, you feel me? Like, I'm trying to do it up for them. But, yeah, that's what made me go kind of like, I was slanging a little bit, I was fucking... I'm not game banging or nothing. I never had to go no.
Were you getting in trouble? Yeah,
in school and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all
What were you doing? How were you like as a younger kid?
Regular shit. I was just fucking kick it with the homies. I would talk too much. That was my main problem in school. They said I would talk too much in class. The teachers, every time the parent conference, they'd be like, "Oh, like your son talks too much and he's distracting other students and shit." In reality, I was just right there kicking it. You feel me? Like, I never took it serious. Like the students fucked with me and shit. But yeah, like I got in a couple fights and shit. You feel me? Just regular shit.
So you were overall though a good kid. You didn't really turn to the streets to do stuff and.
Like to gangbang and shit? Nah.
No, not to gangbang, but to like, you know, I get a lot of people on here. Actually, damn near every person I've interviewed, and I have like 100-something interviews, you know, tells me like the same type of story. Like we didn't have it at home, and that's when I started selling drugs, or that's when I had to chase it, or that's when I started, you know, going to jail because I was outside doing shit. Like, did you have any type of situations or moments like that?
The thing is, right there in Santa Paula, I was slaying and shit. But it's like, if you do go to jail for doing something like in the streets, it's kind of like something dumb because it's not really like a turned city. Like,
right.
You feel me? Like, for example, in Los Angeles.
Is there gangs out there?
No, yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
But right here in Los Angeles, it's like, oh, like you're fucking driving, swerving all crazy in the freeways and shit. Like, you're going to get stopped. You take on a fucking police chase or whatever. Over there, the freeways aren't even big enough to do that shit.
Oh, okay.
Like, over there, it's not even like. So, you feel me? It's kind of harder to do, like, shit and get caught up, like that in a way. Like to get caught up for doing dumb shit.
Did you ever go to jail?
Nah.
Never went to jail?
I didn't go to jail, nah.
So you're a good kid?
I didn't have to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the gang culture and stuff like out there in Santa Paula? What type of gangs they got out there?
It's just a lot of Mexicans.
It's Mexican gangs?
Yeah, Mexican gangs.
Do they clash with gangs out here in LA? Do they beef with LA gangs?
Not really. Nah, it's just around the same area.
So other cities and stuff. So did you travel anywhere else besides Santa Paula growing up?
Yeah, when I was in first grade, I had to move to Mexico with my parents for the same reason. You feel me? Like money and all that. I had to move to Mexico with my parents, and then I came back when I was in 5th grade. So all my elementary school was over there.
Oh,
so
okay.
I did elementary school in Mexico.
Okay.
So that's why I got good Spanish and shit. And then it was different over there. Like, I came back and, like, people were, like, fucking... They talk about this and that. Like, they were wearing Vans with, like, fucking cargo shorts and shit. And I was still wearing, like, shit, like, from back then. You feel me?
Right.
Like, more in Mexico and shit. And I was like, damn, like, I felt different. But I think that's what made me different. Having to grow up over there for a few years and shit. And then coming back over here and, like, having to adjust again and, like... Yeah, that's what made me who I am. I feel like over there in Mexico when I was little, that's when I was outside too though, playing like soccer and shit, just fucking doing little back hit shit. We'd light up the abandoned grass parts. We'd light them up on fire and shit, like just do little stupid shit.
So you said it wasn't a dangerous area out there in Santa Paula. It wasn't really dangerous.
I mean, if you look for it, you'll find it. You feel me? But it's not like just like that.
Okay.
Like just like.
It wasn't dangerous for you being out as a kid by yourself. When do you really feel like you hopped off the porch?
Like I really started going out?
Yeah, and like, you know, doing shit on your own. Do you feel like there ever was a time where you started taking care of yourself?
Yeah.
What age was that?
I was like 14, 13. Well, it's because, look, when I was in middle school, I was like a 7th grader or like ending 6th grade when I just started dipping on my own, like in my skateboard, going with the homies, getting home late and shit. So I've been doing all that shit, like just being out. But when I really started, like, making my own money and shit, I was, like, 14, 15. Bless you. I was, like, 14, 15 when I started making my own money.
Okay. And that was, like, hustling, and then you said you got a job. What was your first job?
I had to fucking help my mom at the fucking, where she would work at. She would work at an ice cream shop, and, like, they'd sell little fruit plates and shit. So I'd just be right there helping, and, like, whenever they would close and shit, I would clean. And then the owner would pay me, like, every week. Just to clean and shit, because I wasn't old enough to have an actual job.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of like, just like a little under the table type of thing.
Yeah, type shit. But then from there, I always found little ways to make it happen. Like, I would resell shoes, or like, I just do little shit to make money, you know?
So, did anything significant happen while you were growing up? Like, that you could remember, good or bad?
As in what way? That impacted me?
Yeah, just impacted you, anything. Did you lose anybody?
Nah. Not really.
You haven't been through much. You're pretty young.
Like family members and shit probably, but nothing like You know how people be like, oh, like, I'm my dead homies and like on this and that.
Oh,
like,
so you haven't buried anybody
like
yet?
I haven't
like
you feel me? Like I got homies that are gang members and shit, but they're kind of like in the same hood.
Right.
And it's like I don't really got like I'm telling you, it's nothing like too crazy right there in Santa Paula. Like,
yeah.
Where fools be smoking each other daily and shit.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's why.
Wait, you really haven't lost any homies?
I had a good amount of homies, and right now I only have a little bit. But that's just because people grow out of like the little circle and shit. But most of the shit I do with the homies was just like turn shit, just going out, fucking getting faded, just doing bullshit, like just fun.
So how did you get into skateboarding?
That's when I was younger. I was in middle school, and then
You were a hippie?
Nah.
Cause like by me, if you skateboard, you're a hippie,
As
and you thrift.
As in you smoke a lot?
Yeah, and you thrift.
Nah. I wasn't even a skater like that though. I just be around with the homies, but what we would do is just skate around the city, fucking blaze it, just do fun shit. Like we weren't out like looking for trouble, you feel me?
Right.
Like we weren't out trying to be gang members.
Why? Was okay, with it being such a small city,
mm-hmm.
did it have a big gang culture? Was it a lot of gangs?
There's like 5 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you feel like they overshadow the city, like how gangs overshadow LA?
I wouldn't. Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think it's like
so
that.
How do you feel like you guys being young, I'm pretty sure you guys grew up with older homies that were in gangs,
right.
Maybe even family members. How do you feel like you and your crew were able to not gangbang?
That's the thing. So look, I grew up with just Mexican family members, just straight Mexican. So it's like I didn't grow up with no Chicano family members, like no Mexican gangsters, no like.
Okay.
I didn't have gangbanging in my bloodline or no nothing.
So like when you say Mexican, you mean from like Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like straight Mexican.
And they act different than when you say Chicano. What is that, like more Americanized?
Chicano's like kind of American cholos, like Mexicans.
Okay.
But American cholos.
And they pick up.
My family's just straight up Mexican, like straight up fucking.
So nobody was. What now? If you're okay, so it wasn't something in your lineage. Now, were you seeing it out in the streets when you went out with your friends? Were they trying to get y'all?
Every day. You know what? They weren't trying to, but like the homies that they would get, they'd be like, yeah, for like, you know, like kick it and shit. Like,
the homies would try to get y'all.
Yeah, but I'd be like, you know, like, I don't really got nothing to do with it. Like, it wasn't in my family line. It wasn't nothing I knew growing up, and I felt like if you're looking to be a gang member instead of growing up to be a gang member, it's a whole different thing.
Right. It wasn't nothing that had to do with nothing.
You feel me? It's like you're putting yourself in that situation. And I chose to just keep going.
So no cousins or nothing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all my family's straight Mexican. Like, I was kind of the first one to, like, really switch it up a little bit. And that's why all my family looked at me different. Like, oh, like, he's smoking? What the fuck? He got a little tattoo? Like, you feel me? Like, little shit like that. So I was, like, the only one.
That's like my family. Like, I pictured, the reason I laughed so hard is I pictured my dad's family saying that with, like, a Trinidadian accent. Because my dad's from Trinidad.
Yeah. So
that's hilarious. So it's, like, basically, like, they're, like, real, like clean cut.
Yeah,
old
like
school.
Real Mexican.
Straight to the, like, get your money.
What my parents were always about was, just chasing money and moving forward. So that's why every time they would see me like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper and shit, like they were kind of like get a job instead, like, you know, like you feel me? They never seen anything different. My family's never seen anything different but working, saving money, paying rent, fucking just growing up. That's all there was.
Were you the baby?
Nah, my younger brother is.
Okay, how old is he?
16 right now, I think. He's about to turn 17.
Are you and him close?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's my right hand.
Was he always around when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Would he be outside with you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he would. Even in Mexico, we were little ass kids just right there in the street. And we'd just be right there in the corner kicking it with like the older homies, but they'd obviously just like show us love, you feel me? With like, the little kids right there, and they'd be like, hey, like, you know, just don't fucking this and that. Like,
right. So okay, so you never had no type of urge to want to be in a gang or be involved in street shit.
Really, I feel like that just isn't me. Like, I'm not gonna fake myself. I'm not gonna fake who I am.
Because
I know a lot of people that were from good families and turned into gang members. And I just look at it from the outside like, what the fuck? Like, you had it good already. Like, why you moving backwards? You feel me?
Right.
Why you moving backwards? But sometimes the urge to, I don't know if it's the urge to look cool or like the urge to like to feel that like family kind of like love, or I don't know what it
right,
is.
acceptance.
Yeah, it's feel like
be a part of something.
Yeah, I feel like I never needed that. I was always doing me, fucking chilling, chasing money.
Right.
Just trying to look fly. I remember I was little, I used to be like, fuck, like, I want to get flying shit. But my parents, like I said, they would never spend a lot of money, so they wouldn't buy me that shit. I'd have to wear whatever they bought me from, like, Ross or whatever. I'd be like, fuck. I just try to
Ross and Marshalls used to have some cracky shit,
yeah,
though.
I just had to make it look good, though. Like,
because everything in there was name brand. You just used to have to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would be random things, but it would always, most of the time, be name brand shit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, you know, going to the mall. Like,
I remember going to the mall, going in Zoomies. My parents would not even want to fucking go in there. They're like, fuck, no, $25, $35 for a shirt? That's crazy. Like, nah. I'd get something from there, like, every 6 months, probably.
Are they older?
Yeah, they're 55, 56.
Yeah. Okay, my parents.
They're really, like, old school, you feel me? So,
yeah.
It was kind of, like, different. Like, I didn't grow up to be, like, gang affiliated or, like, to do bad shit. Like, I grew up to... You gotta hustle and start a family and grow old. You feel me? Like, save money, fucking do what you gotta do. Like, I was kind of the first one to try to take it a different route.
Okay. And with that being said, when were you first introduced to music? Like, not you doing it yourself. We'll get into that story in a second. But when were you first introduced to it, period, like, in your life?
You know what? When I was little, my older siblings were teens around the shuffling era. So we were in Mexico, and they'd be like, I was like, what, like fucking 4, probably 5. No, I was like 5, 6, and they'd put the songs in and shit, and then they'd like try to teach me how to shuffle and all that. So then I grew up on those type of songs, like the EDM or whatever, like that type of shit. And I started fucking with that, and then my parents really bumped Spanish. So then, yeah, I was probably like 6, 7. And then I got introduced to rap when I came over here to the U.S. I was fucking in 5th grade. They were playing like Fetty Wap and shit on the radio. So then I was like, damn, this was hard. And since then, yeah, I started fucking.
That's the first rapper you heard?
Yeah, Fetty. Nah, not the first rapper. Because like, my older siblings would bump like Snoop Dogg and like shit like that. You feel me? A little bit, but the first like trap kind of artist, I feel like. Yeah.
Okay. And after that, like, who were you listening to growing up? When you started, you know.
When I started bumping
my own shit? Your own stuff. Who were you listening to?
I was bumping, like, YB in the Mirror. That fool was hard at the time. This was, like, what, 2017? YB in the Mirror, fucking.
Around there.
Kodak. I was bumping Kodak a lot. And then fucking, yeah, I think Kodak, YB, around that era, you feel me? Like, that type of music. That was when it was still kind of more mainstream, and then kind of Shoreline, Greedo came in. Hey, you know what? Greedo plays a big part in the reason why I make music. Greedo and Draco.
Aw, rest in peace to my friend Draco. Were they, like, inspirations?
Yeah.
How did you get introduced to them and their music?
When that whole wave was coming in, Greedo was bumping a lot at functions, because I used to go party a lot. I was, like, fucking 15, 16, turning up, like, at that functions, and then they used to play Greedo a lot, and then that song Rude. It's still one of my favorite songs.
Mine too. It goes up too at the concert.
Bro, every time shit, yeah. So that song, after that, I started looking into fucking, I started finding artists like Kaylin. And then fucking, I was like bumping Draco after, because of that album with Shoreline. That mixtape they did, they had a song with Draco and Greedo on there.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, this one sounds different, but okay, I'm fucking with it. So then I searched up his own shit, and I was bumping Draco a lot.
Yeah.
I was bumping a lot of Draco, Greedo, Callan, and then that's when I started finding Blastin' Bino. This was like, what, 2019? 2018. I was bumping Blastin' Bino back then. Yeah. And they started going up.
Yeah.
Like, they went up crazy.
Because the first ever Bino song I ever heard was Willie Nelson, and that was him and Draco. And the song's still to this day only on SoundCloud.
It's only on SoundCloud?
Only on SoundCloud.
I don't know. Like that.
I don't know why they only dropped it on there, but it's only on SoundCloud, and that's when I very first got introduced to Bino, and I'm like, this is hard. But I love Bino's sound, love Blast, love Greedo, love Draco's music. Even though me and Draco was friends, rest in peace, he knew I loved his music too. I think that's Draco. Like dope when you really organically fuck with your friend's music and you could put that shit on. You like,
really,
the homies just gassed this motherfucker.
Nah, that shit, yeah, like, the homies be telling me, too, like, we're going up, dig, like, everything you do is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you fuck with it, though? Like, for real? Like, I'll be listening, like, just because you're my homie, fool.
Right.
You don't try to hype me up.
Right.
Nah, fool, this shit's hard, like, I actually be bumping it. Nah, that's right. Nah, but yeah, Draco's a big inspiration.
That's dope. So, when you were growing up and stuff, did you ever know at any point in time, like, I want to be a rapper, I want to make music, before you even started trying to do it?
You know what? So you know how I grew up on that type of, like, EDM, like, that shuffling shit, because my older siblings, when I was younger, I was like 8, I wanted to be a DJ. Because of that shit. You feel me? I was like, they'd play the videos and they'd have the DJs with, like, the big ass crowds, like, at EDC and all that. Be like, damn, that fool's popping, like, and I'd be like, that should be hard, you know? But I kind of grew out of that, and then that's when I started, like, trying to rap, and that's when I started making music. Yeah, that's when I was trying to rap.
So around what age was this?
I was like 14, maybe 13.
And you wanted to start?
I remember being at it was the end of 7th grade, going into 8th grade. So I was like, probably like 14. No, I was like 13, yeah, 13.
Okay, and when did it just like kind of hit you that you wanted to start making music, and how did it come about?
So my older cousin, he used to rap with 2 other fools right there in the city, and then I would kick with him a lot because he was my older cousin, you know. And my older brother was like older. He was like my older cousin, but like still at the age where I would be able to kick it. So then he had like a little mic like that, just like to stand in the corner, with just one foam pad, like just one foam pad behind the mic. And he had like a little table with 2 speakers, and I was like, damn, she looks clean. And then he would be rapping and shit, and I was like, low key, like, I want to write a song, like, I want to see if I can get down like that. I wrote a little whack ass song, and I was like, hey fool, like, let me record. He's like, you don't rap. And I showed him. He's like, oh shit. I was like, hop on it with me though. I was shy, you know. I was like, my first song. I was like, hey, hop on the song.
How old were you?
By that time I was 14.
Okay.
By that time I was 14, yeah. So I was like, hop on the song, fool. Like, we're done. I was like, alright, fuck it, I got you. And then we did that shit. I dropped it. That shit was whack. But like, there was people always fucked with me because I was always like that one fucking like that social fool, you know, like that everybody knew, like during middle school,
right,
and high school. So then when it dropped, they got views, but it's because the people wanted like, oh shit, like
you already was kind of like known in the city.
And then after that, I started dropping a little more. My other songs were whack though, you feel me? Until I really got good, which was like probably like I was 14, 15, 16. When I was like 17, because I had stopped making music for a bit. I wasn't taking it serious at all.
What made you want to stop?
Kind of like, in my head, I was like, you know what? Like, be realistic, fool. Like, you're not going to make it, in a way. You get me? It was like, there's so many people doing it. You think you're going to make it? I was like, fuck. Like, that was me in my head. And so I was like, I took a little time off, and then I did it again, and it felt good. So I was like, you know what? I noticed I'm not making music to make. I'm making music because I fuck with doing it.
Right.
So that's when I started. I went through with it again. I was like, I'm gonna keep rapping and shit just because I like it. And then that's when shit started like really going in motion. And I was like, oh shit. And I kept doing it, and then slowly but surely, you feel me, it went up. I've been chasing it though. I've been going to LA a lot and shit, trying to make moves. Cause over there in 805, there's not really like a lot to do with the music.
Right.
It's not a lot.
So, when you came back, you said you were 17.
From where?
Came back to making music.
Oh, to make music? Yeah, I was like 17, 16.
17, 16, okay. And what was the first thing you dropped when you came back? And what was the reaction? And what were the steps to get you, like, where you are now? Like, tell us all of that. How did you end up right here next to me? Because you got to be a joint to sit next to me.
Tight shit. Hey, you heard it.
So you did something right. We want to know what you did and how you did it.
Fuck, I'm going to be honest. It was probably just chasing it. Because I never liked anything. I never liked fucking... My parents tried to put me in sports. I hated that shit. I didn't even want to fucking run or nothing. And then,
when's your birthday? February?
No, I'm a Gemini.
Oh, because I'm the same way. And I'm an Aquarius. Yeah, I hate
like,
everything.
Bro, like, I hate all that
Me
shit.
too. Everything.
They tried putting me in soccer. I just wouldn't really try. Like, I liked it, you know, because growing up, that's all my dad watched and shit. But
right.
I didn't really, like, you know, I enjoyed playing it, but I wasn't good. And, like, I wouldn't even try to be better or nothing. So then I was like, fuck that shit. I just kick it. And then after, the homies tried fucking putting me in football. So I was like, fuck it, I'll try it out 1 year. I didn't even know the rules or nothing. I'm telling you, I'm straight Mexican. Like, we didn't watch football in our household, you feel me?
Right.
So then they tried putting me in football, and then I was like, fuck it. I was right there playing a little bit of shit. I ended up learning how to play by the end of the season. And then I didn't play again. I was like, fuck that. So then I started making music, and it was the only thing that kind of made me happy, like, genuinely, you feel me? Like, I really fucked with it. Like, I actually wanted to do it. It wasn't like, it didn't feel forced. So then it was kind of just that, the fact that I really liked doing it. I would just do it a lot. And it was kind of like, the people in the city, like, they fucked with me, like, cause I was already known in the city a little bit, you feel me? And then after with the music, kind of like, oh shit, that's the homie, like, this and that. So then, yeah, I just started chasing it over here in LA. Because I kind of felt like I had already done the most I could have over there.
Right.
Like, I kind of felt like I hit the top of, like, what I could have done over there. So I had to kind of go somewhere else to look for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what songs were you dropping in this time, and what were you doing, and how were you doing it?
It was just, like, I would search up, like, One Take J beats on SoundCloud. No, I would search them up on YouTube, but I'd drop on SoundCloud. I would be like, One Take J beats, or, like, fucking, who else? It was like Draco beats. Shoreline beats were popping at that time, but I always liked that more like bouncy shit. And Shoreline always had like that mellow, like fucking, you feel me? So that's why I searched up the One Take J beats. Then when I started rapping on those,
music.
Yeah, I like making it, you feel me? So then when I started hopping on those beats, I started gaining more attention. And then, fuck, I was like, well, it wasn't until last year where I started thinking, I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna do some shit like nobody really has done. And then I don't think nobody had done it. I hopped on the Sierra beat, the two-step one two-step on the actual instrumental.
Right. I was actually gonna ask you.
That shit went up.
So do you feel like that was your breakthrough moment song, and that was your viral moment?
Yeah,
how old were you then? 18, right?
Yeah, 18.
Okay, and that was last year?
Yeah.
So when did you decide, was that the first one you did out of your series of old school beats that you got on, like, and when I say old school beats, I was paying
like
attention
2000s?
to your catalog, and if you guys pay attention to his catalog, a lot of his, I don't know if these songs were newly released, but when you look on your Spotify, like, your, like, 4 songs at the top are all on beats that are, like, swaying from older hits.
You want to know something crazy?
Like,
they're not swing. It's the actual instrumental.
Okay.
I'm just not signed to no label or nothing, so no one has had like enough like fucking time, or they've cared enough
to pay attention, or it hasn't.
Really, like,
now let one of those songs hit millions and millions.
Yeah,
they'll come in looking for your ass for those samples. But what was it? First of all, you're the only person to do that. That's done it on so many songs. So I would say that, and if you're not saying that, that's part of that's kind of like a part of your style.
Right.
Like, the fact that you rap on instrumentals of older hits, but they're all random. Like the No Doubt one, that one was like random. The Gwen Stefani one, and
the Hollaback one.
Yeah, Hollaback. That one was random as fuck.
You feel
like
me?
Honestly, I'm surprised you even could rap on some of the ones you were like Freakily.
You feel
I
me?
was like, wait, hold on, because I listen to Freakily still to this day. I did a lot of ass shaking and a lot of tomfoolery to Freakily. I ain't never made no kids to Freakily because I ain't got no kids. But that's my generation of music, because, you know, I'm turning 33. So what was it? Did you come up with that and tell the producers to do that, or they just executed these beats to you?
Nah, like, so starting off, you know what? It was always different over there. Like, right now they're saying that the producers tell me, because the studio I started going to was like, well, almost 30 years ago already. Like, the first actual real studio I started going to, and it was over there, like, 20 minutes away from Santa Paula. It's a city called Ventura. I started going there. So right there, it was more like you pay for your 2 hours, and you come in, and you do what you got to do, and the engineer's there. So I would always see vlogs and, like, YouTube videos and shit. Like, the artists would be working, like, with producers at the studio and, like, all kinds of shit. Like, they'll cook up on the spot and then rap on the spot and shit. But over here, since I was so low on money and shit, like, I had to really make my times work. So I had to have the songs written already, the beat chosen. Just get there, airdrop the beat, and start getting to it. And then boom, another song, another hour, boom. So then it was kind of all me. It was all me.
So they made the beat?
Nah.
Who made the beats?
YouTube. The fucking instrumental.
Oh,
you feel me?
They're instrumentals off YouTube.
Like the actual instrumental, yeah.
So you didn't have... They seem different, though. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe rap on it.
It seems... Yeah, wow. I really thought that you had a producer sample it and tweak the beat. They seem different. It doesn't seem like...
I always had to get YouTube beats, because I'm telling you, there wasn't really a big music scene back then over there where I was from. Like, it wasn't something normal to do. Maybe recently it's more like, oh, another rapper. But back then it was like, oh, a rapper? Like, in Santa Paula, what the fuck? Like, this was trying to make music? So then when I really, like, I had to go through that phase.
So there's no other rappers from Santa Paula but you?
No, now there is, yeah. But at the time...
Are they as popular as you?
Nah.
Are you friends with them?
Yeah, a couple of them are the homies.
Do you rap beef with any of the rest of them?
I don't believe in rap beefing.
You do.
I don't believe in that shit.
You ain't got no rap beef?
Nah.
Nobody be dissing you in songs?
It's because that's the thing. I don't do shit for people to diss me. Like,
okay.
I'm telling you, I be on my jiggy shit, just cooling, fucking, my player shit, just getting fly. Like, I don't be doing the most, trying to, like, be Mr. Tough Guy and shit, you feel me? That's when that whole rap beef shit starts. So I know who I am. Like, they know who I am. I'm already respected right there in the city.
Okay. So, yeah, back to the instrumentals and the songs. So, those were just regular instrumentals. What made you want to do that, though? Because it seems like it was something, like, you did on purpose. Because of the error that all the songs came out in. Like, out of all the beats you could rap on, why those? I need to know.
Alright. So, one time, I would say beats on my YouTube. I just like them and save them. Cause like I said, I never had no producers, no nothing. Like, it was just me searching on YouTube and then writing on my notes. So, one time I was just going through my beats. And I remember a while ago, someone had bumped that song by Sierra. And obviously it's a fucking hit, you feel me? Like, from back then. So, it's like a song you hear most of the time. But there's one time, I don't know if I was drunk or high or something. I was just like, you know what? This beat's hard as fuck. Like, I really started paying attention to the beat instead of the song. And I was like, I'm gonna save this instrumental in my fucking YouTube. So boom, I had saved it. I had that shit saved for like a year already. And by the time I went back looking for beats on my shit, I was like, damn, like, all these YouTube producers suck. Like, I'm trying to fucking, you feel me? And then I found that beat on my liked ones. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use this one. I didn't think that was gonna be the one though to like really like do something for me. I didn't see it coming at all. I was just like, I fuck with this beat, I want to rap on it, and that's it. Yeah.
So when you set out to make a song, what do you need in the studio, and how do you know what you're like gonna come up with and how you're gonna do the song? Because you make booty shaking party music, but you don't have that type of personality. You real laid back. I feel like you make it for everybody else to have fun, not for you really to be in the club dancing.
I'm at the point.
I can't see you have like bitches shaking ass on you. I can see you like.
You met me now. You feel me? So I was like, from 8th grade, going into freshman year, all the way to like senior year, my whole 4 years of high school, I was just partying. Just partying. Like, I was just like, like Jordan Cam, he's just known to be that little, like, just that little cool fool, like, oh, what's up, like, I see me at the function, or like, in school, walking around, like, everybody saying what's up to him and shit, like, I was just known to being that fool, you feel me? I was drinking a lot, I was blazing and shit, and then that's what inspired me to make that type of music. But then later on with time, it's like, you kind of just start growing out of that little phase, you feel me? Like, I kind of started getting tired of it. It was just like, just partying and shit, and I was just like, you know what, like, the fuck is this doing for me? Like, it's fun, you feel me? But what is it helping me with? So then I just started putting it into my lyrics.
Your experiences from your past when you were a ratchet.
But hey, you know what? That's what it was. I used to be a ratchet then.
I used to be too. I retired my ratchetness when I turned probably like 27. I said, you gotta
it's because you know what? I'm so young and I could still be doing all that shit. Yeah. But right now, I just been so focused on my music.
Do you have any kids?
Nah.
Okay, so no kids. So you've been doing everything the right way. Were you growing up listening to the songs that you made the songs on?
Maybe you know what? Maybe my older siblings would play it a little bit, but when I would really hear those songs, a lot was when I was partying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, every party they'd be playing like all the ratchet music and shit. So that's when I really started hearing those songs. Like I'm telling you, before that it was just all like Mexican shit with my parents or like.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Now, as an adult, who do you like?
Right now,
music wise, who's somebody that you would slap in the car?
That was bumping on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
I was bumping Rowdy. Shout out Rowdy Rags. But I fuck a lot with a lot of Big Sad. I'm telling you, I shout out to Draco. I fuck with a lot of Greedo.
Long live Draco.
Yeah, long live Draco. Hey, before it was long live Draco and free Greedo, now Greedo's out.
Right.
Yeah, I fuck with a lot of Greedo. Fucking what else do I be bumping a lot? I don't know. I be bumping Spanish music too though, like a lot of like corridos and shit. Yeah.
I've seen and stuff in Santa Paula. There's definitely not politics and all of that like it is in LA. Are you familiar with the music LA politics of everything that's going on as far as like
as an observer, as a listener? Yeah, in a way.
You kind of know what's going on. It doesn't even resonate out there where you're from.
Nah,
nothing
really.
That's going on out here in LA.
Nah, it's a whole different county.
Okay.
So heading into the music shit, it's cause look, if I would have a problem, it'd be me putting myself in the problem. It'd be me looking for it.
Right.
Why the fuck am I gonna go look for a problem when I could go look for money? You feel me? Or I could go look for the next move to make for my music shit to go up.
Right.
Like, I don't want to go look for fucking problems, because I could look for problems if I wanted to right now. I could go look for a problem. I could go talk to the homies. Hey, for like, I want a fucking gangbang. Like, you feel me? Like,
I want to get put on.
For what? Like, what the fuck? That's not me. Like, I'm chilling.
Right. When you come out here to make music and stuff, who do you make music with when you come out here to LA? Or do you just travel with your crew and just make music in LA? You don't.
Yeah.
Do you be with LA niggas when you come out here?
Nah, I just be chilling with my homies.
Okay.
Like, I'll pull up to LA and just like, hey, like, what's up? Like, who's trying to work or like whatever. You feel me? Like, I'll hit up the homies like.
And what's some of the stuff that you've done since that's been beneficial to you since traveling from Santa Paula to LA all the time?
Well,
help
key, it's mostly the connections I've got. All the connections I've got have mostly been over here. Cause no one really goes to where I'm at.
Right.
Like no one, like you didn't even know where the fuck that shit was at. You feel me? Like no one goes over there. Like no one goes over there.
But I didn't know where the HP was either.
Oh yeah.
And now I know. The world knows. Yeah. They really put on for their city. Because none of us knew where the HP was before Suede and Peso and the whole Parkside movement. None of us really knew. What do you guys call Santa Paula? Like, you know how the HP got the HP, but it's Huntington Park. Do you guys have a name?
Well, it's SP. Also, like not fucking Santa Paula SP, but it's a snake pit. They call it a snake pit.
Why?
Snake pit. I don't know.
You said it ain't cracking.
Yeah, like, they call it the snake pit. I don't know why, but
okay.
Like growing up, like, yeah, the snake pit, homie. That's right. SP Santa Paula.
When you're in the studio, and it's time for you to make a song, do you know what you're gonna say on the track? Like, do you freestyle? What's your process of recording?
Nowadays, now that I've been tapping in LA, like I said, over there it was different. Over there I had to fucking have the song written and the beat chosen before I got there. But over here, like, nah, shit's crazy, because I used to look at vlogs and shit. Like, I be with producers in the studio now, like cooking up from scratch.
So now you have producers and different stuff. Okay.
You feel me? So that was new to me.
One of your main producers?
Shout out Crook and shout out Drummer, mixed by Crook and Danny Drummer. We have a whole tape coming.
Why does Crook sound familiar? Mixed by Crook.
Because he be mixing for everybody in LA.
Okay.
Fucking Ruchi, Chike, a lot of artists.
Okay, how'd you get introduced to these connections? How did you get connected to the connections?
Just coming over here and like fucking tapping in with people.
But who did you know though?
With that, over here I didn't really.
How did you meet Spaz and Plugs and?
Okay, so Spaz, I met him because of Plugs, so all the Parksiders. You feel me?
Okay.
But Plugs, I met him one time when Suede posted him before he was rapping. He was just boxing. But he would rap Mexican flag and shit a lot. You feel me? Like he would, like, his gloves were like green and red and like shit like that. So I was like, oh, this was hard. You feel me? Like, this Mexican going up, like, with the boxing and shit. So I followed him. And then we ended up linking up at one of Phoenix's shows where Suede performed at. He came from Denver to support Suede. And we linked up right there outside and shit. Just chopped it up. And then since then, he would come back and he'd hit me up. And then I'd be like, hey, fool, like, you need a ride from the airport? Like, be like, yeah, pull up, like, kick it. And then we just started kicking it from there, building that connection. So I did meet a lot of people because of plugs. But I was still on my own, like, doing my own shit over here, kind of, like, just, like, connecting with people. Yeah, now that you're asking me, it is hard to think, how the fuck did I start, like...
You gotta know. Yeah. And I want to know. Your fans want to know.
How the fuck did I start connecting with people?
Because it's like somebody connects you to somebody to somebody to somebody. How did you meet the Sky's the Limit, niggas?
I met Sky's the Limit with plugs.
Okay. Yeah. How did you meet the Shout out to Scumbags. I love Scumbags.
Yeah, I met Scumbags with plugs, too. You know what? I met a lot of the brand owners with plugs.
Plugs. You're the plug?
Plugs sent me a lot of brand
Plugs. You're the plug.
Plugs really, like, he's really one of the ones that believed in me before, like,
anybody
popped off. Yeah. Because he saw who I was. Like, he met me in person. He saw who I was. He's like, you know what, fool? Like, you have a lot of potential. Like, just because of the way you are and, like, just like that. And he's like, your music's good, too. Like, the people just still sleeping. And once the people started, like, really fucking with me, and then they'd get to know me in person, that's when they'd always keep the connection. Like, for example, Cypress. Cypress, he tapped in.
Shout out to Cypress. I know Cypress,
shout out
too.
Cypress. He tapped in just because I was doing my shit, you feel me?
Right.
And he saw me. So then when I met him, he was like, you know what? You got to come back, fool. Like, I fuck with you. Like, we had, like, an actual combo and shit. Like, I don't know. It's because I fuck with people mostly if they're my bad. Mostly if they're, like, solid. Like,
I look like a nigga putting my hand up there.
Hey, you got to put your hands right here and shit. But fucking, yeah, I go based off if someone's, like, solid or not. Like,
yeah, the organic energy.
Right.
Me too.
I fuck with that a lot.
Me too. I fuck with that a lot, too.
I can't hit up someone and then hit them up and be like, hey, yeah, let's do this and that. Because it's different. It's just like when you meet them in person, you're like, oh, yeah, like, we should get this done. Oh, yeah, like, get my number, this and that. Boom, that's already, like, a good first impression. Other than hitting them in the DM, like, hey, bro, like, let's work, this and that.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, that's how it is for me. So when
it comes off and it feels different when the energy's there. They're like, oh, let's exchange numbers, or, oh, let's do this.
So most people, when they meet me in person, they fuck with me. And that's what took me a long way, like, just being who I am. Because everybody knows how to rap.
Right.
You feel me? Everybody raps good. Everybody has a potential for it.
Exactly. No, I can honestly agree with that. A lot of the connections, actually all the connections I made and all the shit that I've done in the industry, because I don't got millions of followers or millions of subscribers. And all the connections I've done is just been through being myself. Niggas can feel the energy, like, real recognize real. Exactly. So when I sit down to interview you, you don't feel like you getting interrogated by the police. Like, you feel like you having a conversation. Yeah. Like a regular conversation, talking and telling me everything about your life.
Yeah, that's how it is.
And that's how I want people to feel that comfortable when they come on the platform, because you have a due diligence to your supporters, and even I do too, to open up. If we're going to be on the internet and we're going to try to convince them to love us and fuck with us and stream our music and watch our videos, we have to be able to open up to them.
You got to be yourself.
And be
yourself.
That's
what I believe in. That's why, because you know what? A lot of people always ask me that question about, like, the gangbanging. A lot. And I always say the same thing. It's because I've always wanted to stay true to myself. Yep. Like, I just wouldn't be me if I did that. It wouldn't be me if I was.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Me too. Like, I grew up in Bakersfield. It's like everybody's either not really, well, the niggas is gangbanging or just having 9-to-5s, but the females ain't really from hoods. There's some bitches that are actually from different hoods. You feel me? You got put on, you got a name. But other than that, bitches is just in the street, ghetto, fighting, whatever. But I ain't never tried to be nothing more than what I was, you know? I ain't no scary bitch now. Don't get it fucked up. I will trip. But, you know, at the end of the day, I always just wanted to look fly, be cute, be seen, have fun. Bitch, I'm too cute to fight. Normally, my nails is down to here. Like, they're going to be like that next week next month for my birthday. Like, normally, I'm not trying to have you hit me because I have on eyeshadow and I'm looking cute and I got new shoes on. So, I'm not trying to fight.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean? So,
that was kind of me growing up. That was kind of me, like, just wanting to be fly.
Yeah.
You feel me? like also earn your respect, because I feel like every man wants to earn the respect, you feel me? And I'm really respected over there, but it was just mostly like I'm known for looking fly,
right?
Like Jordan Cam, oh that's right, Jordan Cam, you're all fresh, like that's
right.
Like,
that's why I said you giving the Aquarius energy, and it's like the season is coming. You giving real, you're giving off Aquarius, yeah.
Gemini.
That's crazy, because this is what you're saying is exactly how I act. Like everybody knows when I step out, it's a party, it's a scene, it's a movie. You'll see like, on February 10th when my birthday comes.
Hey, you about to turn up.
Yeah, I'm getting my hair done, everything. Like it's a whole mind frame. And I feel like when you look good and you feel good, and you don't. So when you very first start coming over here, a completely different. You're not from LA, and you're from a small city at that.
I'm the odd one out.
Exactly. Did you have any weird moments with anybody? Like as far as like Hollywood moments, has anyone done any weird shit? Because the industry is weird as fuck, and you don't know until you're actually in it.
I didn't know it was like that, but
it is.
Once I started like coming around over here, it's because you know what? Like for me, music was always just like a thing to do. Like oh yeah, I'm rapping and shit. But when I came over here, it started getting like
competitive,
and not even competitive, but people started really like I started seeing how it really was in the game. Mm-hmm. Like I stepped in the game in a way. So then people would like hit me up and then, hey, yeah, bro, let's do this, blah, blah, blah. Last minute cancel now, bro, I can't. What the fuck, fool? Like, I'm not used to that shit. You feel me? Like, I'm used to, like, people making plans and I'm there. Like, if anything, I'm used to doing shit on the spot. Like, hey, what you want right now? Like, pull up, let's do this, blah, blah. So then when people were lining shit up, the day came, I was on my way and they said, nah. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, or then people were just like, it's just like, I went through a lot of people getting my hopes up. Saying they were going to do this and that, and then they didn't. Then I started realizing with time, damn, that's just how it is over here.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's just how they are over here. So it was pretty different. I was always like the one counted out. Mm-hmm. Always. Even in my own area over there. Because Ventura County, the biggest cities are Oxnard, Ventura, Santa Barbara. And I'm from one of the smallest cities there, if not the smallest.
Right.
Santa Paula. So,
now, were there rappers in those other cities you just named?
Yeah.
And they were popular?
Yeah, like, for example, Slump Boys, Treble Kid. Mm-hmm. Who else? I mean, Sad Boy was popping too, but he's more like back then, you feel me? Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's from Santa Barbara. So then when I was trying to make my stamp, it was just like, oh, Santa Paula, like, what the fuck? Like, no one even knows about that city. Like, who the fuck is that? So I had to really, like, go up right there and then come to LA and expand. You feel me? So I was always counted out in my own area. So now even more over here. Like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck is it? Like, you know, where the fuck is Santa Paula at? Like, what? Like,
right. What else were some of the things that you noticed that were kind of different for you when you got in the industry compared to, like, making music out there from where, you know, you're originally from?
To be honest, I'm still getting into the game, you feel me? But what I have noticed recently is just, it's just that. It is a lot of hate. It's a lot
Definitely.
Of hate. I didn't know that. I thought everybody would, like, was trying to help each other and shit.
Right.
Because I grew up in a family, like, my dad is different. Like, that fool just focused on money. Like, don't show love to these fools, you feel me? But my mom always told me, like, show love, be cool, you feel me?
Your dad's my dad. Fuck everybody. My dad was always like, fuck everybody.
My dad was always like, go get yours and fuck with everybody else's. Because, like, at the end of the day, everybody wants that shit for themselves.
Right.
But my mom always, like, I grew up to be like I grew up to fucking, you feel me? Like, and you could just see it, like, when they start teaching you, like, to share shit. Like, when you open a bag of chips, share it to everybody before you go in.
Right.
You feel me? Or, like, when you do this, like, so I grew up trying to, like, give to everybody, help everybody and shit. So when I came over here, I just started noticing, like, damn, like, everybody's low-key, like...
So when you guys were over there in Santa Paula, who do y'all listen to?
Sway. A lot of money signed Sway.
Oh, okay. Rest in peace, Sway.
A lot of getting high as fuck, and he wasn't even, you know, I never met him like that. It was just like one time, me, him, and Plugs were sitting in the same hotel room and shit. He was giving me game, like, you feel me? Like, hey, you're gonna have to, like, be careful and shit once you step more into this shit, cause you feel me? And he told me everything. He told me everything that day. He trusted me a lot, so I know everything. You feel me? But yeah, fucking we bump a lot of Suede, and then we bump a lot of back when Shoreline was popping. They were bumping a lot of Shoreline over there. Who else? A lot of Mexican rappers.
Were y'all listening? Is the city of Santa Paula mostly native Mexicans?
Like 90%.
Okay, from Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I really want to get a background in Santa Paula as a whole, because I feel like, your city hasn't had its introduction yet. I don't know. On your interviews, they're not asking you questions like these, huh?
Not really. It's just like,
I know what to do.
hey, it's just like you grew up in Santa Paula. Like, tell us more where that's at and shit. Because nobody knows where the fuck it's at. But it's because it's just such like a random little city. And it's just like any other little city. You feel me? It has its nice little parts. It has its ghetto parts. And it has its main street. It's just like any other city. But for example, right there, it's just like, it's so small. And everybody is just so, they know each other. We only have one high school.
No, all right, I'm done. In the whole city,
yeah, how small it is.
Yeah,
you only have one high school.
The one high school is insane. That's insane because I'm thinking you might be like Bakersfield small, but nah.
Bakersfield is big as fuck.
Well, compared, well to you, but compared to LA, hell no.
Nah, compared to LA,
we got one main freeway to get everywhere.
First time I came,
like 3.
Yeah, right there too is the 126.
See, we got the 58, the 5, and then we got like the 99 South.
What's that big ass hill you have to go through, passing Six Flags?
That's the Grapevine.
Yeah. That shit fucking.
That's the only way we get into LA. So imagine I gotta drive that bitch every time I come here and back.
Hey, there'll be cars getting stuck right there. And shit, huh? Like
rain, sleet, or snow. Because if that traffic or anything is messed up, they'll just shut it. They don't care if you in mid drive. They'll shut that hole. The police will come out. You ain't going nowhere, and your car will be right there stuck. You could just be right here, and they gonna come and stop you right here. And because the safety is like the biggest. People really die on the Grapevine. For real.
Yeah, it's a big ass fucking road.
But, alright, so I definitely wanted to get a background of your city and where you were from and what it was like for you growing up there. That's why I asked you the more personal questions about your childhood. Because when you're making music and you're talking about your struggles, you want people to know that it's real. And for it to be believable, you got to tell your story. So it may seem like it's all the glitz and the glamour now, but it wasn't always like that.
Nah, hell no. This is the thing, though. A lot of people exaggerate their struggle.
A lot of people they do.
Over-exaggerate. And I see it so many times when I see artists rapping about it, and then I see the interviews. And I'll be like, fool, like, I feel like, I don't know, you're just exaggerating. Like, if anything, I try to make it look better. Like, I could have easily said, like, oh, yeah, we all stayed in one room, a broken-ass house, and, like, fucking this and that. But I was still saying, like, nah, like, I had clothes on my back. I had a roof. Like, I was, you feel me? Like, a lot of people be complaining about shit. Like, I had cockroaches in my house, too. You feel me? Like, I had to fucking sleep on the floor. Like, I had to do all that shit, too. But I just look at the good things.
Right. How long did you say you've been making music?
No, it's been like 4 years, I think.
Okay, like 4 years. Do you feel like are your parents in support of it now?
Now they are, yeah.
Have you started like, you know, seeing a benefit off of it, making a little chili, doing what you need to do?
Yeah, that's why they support it.
So now you've been doing shows and different stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing like right now. That's my income.
The shows,
music, no, just music, like doing shit with music, just go getting it, like hey, tap in for features or like. Like if they book me for that shit or like my fucking distro payouts and like feel me?
When did you realize like okay, this shit is starting to shake? What moment was it for you in the career? Whether it was a song, something, a day, when was it when you was like, okay, I might be able to get somewhere with this shit the right way?
You know what? This was recent. This was last year, probably like September or like December. I don't know, one of those last months. OGZ had a show over there in Santa Barbara. That's the 805 still. That's Santa Barbara though. They have a college right there. And that shit gets turned. And then the host that was DJing that day, he was like, bro, I want you to pop out. I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, I'm down, you feel me? He's like, I want you to be like open and then after you OGZ. He said, but you're a special guest. I don't want you to post or nothing. I was like, damn. So, like, it's gonna be, people don't know I'm going to be there. You feel me? So, I got there with the homies. We're right there in the room backstage and shit. And then we're waiting. I'm going to go up on stage. And I'm kind of like, I'm not nervous to perform, but I'm kind of nervous at the fact that people aren't going to know me. You feel me? Because I couldn't post anything. I couldn't promote it, like, meet me there.
Right.
But once they're, like, they're on the mic, like, hey, we're in the 805, right? Everybody's yelling. He's like, y'all ready for CamDaGuapo? And I hear everybody yelling with their lights on. That's the moment that made me realize that
This shit is real.
I'm doing something.
They was all waiting for you.
They didn't know I was gonna be there.
Right.
I couldn't post. I was a special guest, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But once they said y'all weren't 805, y'all fuck with CamDaGuapo, and like I get on stage and I see the flashes and people yelling, looking at me like, I'm like, damn, like this one. That's when I knew like, okay, like I'm doing something right.
Right. So where do you want to take it? I mean, of course, I know you want to be rich. Everybody want to be rich, but like, where do you really want to go with the shit? And where do you feel? What's like the next couple steps in the plans for you to get where you want to go? Like, let us know what you're gonna be doing this year.
I don't really care much about the whole like being famous part. Like, if I could be rich without being famous, that'd be the perfect life. You feel me?
I believe that too when you say that.
But you could fucking you have to kind of like show your face and show yourself to get to where you want to get, especially nowadays. Because I'm telling you, everybody knows how to rap. Right. Everybody knows how to sing. Right. The only difference is the persona. And you just kind of have to show your face now and shit. So I wasn't tripping. Like, I was just fucking doing it and shit. But where I do want to take it is, I just want to be as respected as I can be and have as much money as I can without having to have all the clout. Right. That's kind of my goal. Like, I'm not gonna stop making music because I already made it. You feel me? When I do, because this is what I love doing. Mm-hmm. But once I get a big amount of money, I'm gonna start investing and doing all this shit. Where at one point, if I do want to stop, I can still have my fucking money rolling. You feel me?
Right. Like, you'll be so. What investments do you want to do?
I want to get fucking houses and like do like rent them as Airbnbs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I could ever have enough, like I want to get like a whole apartment complex. Mm-hmm. And rent out room by room, like fucking house by house and shit, apartment by apartment. I just want to invest in shit like that. I want to open a fucking shop for my parents. Because my dad's a baker. He makes Mexican bread. Mm. He makes Mexican bread. That's and my mom's a really good cook. My mom's the best cook I've ever known. You feel me? Yeah, hell yeah. So then, they've tried opening their business and shit. Like I said,
a restaurant?
Like, yeah, like
that'd be dope.
Like a little business, but they've never had enough to like maintain it or like to like, you feel me? And that's just one of my biggest goals too, like helping them open that and doing a meet and greet and having everybody get there. Boom. That's one of my biggest goals right there. Just like, yeah, I always think of my family. Think of my family, and that's what they say that fucks me up because I'm not selfish at all. Like, I be thinking about my family, the homies, like all my people. You feel me? I call them my people because. Like, I got homies that feel like it's family. You feel me? They feel like brothers and
Hell
shit.
yeah, me too.
So, I'm just trying to do it for all them. But they be telling me, like, fool, like, you gotta do it for yourself. Like, you feel me? You be stressing too much for other people, like, this and that. It's just hard to get out of that mindset. I'm not selfish at all.
Yeah.
It's hard to be selfish for me. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Where do you want to see yourself in the next couple of years?
In the next couple of years?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I see myself being big, like I'm talking about, like, one of the biggest in Cali in these next couple of years. Because I feel like, you know what? I'm not considering nothing like that, but I do feel like my music is really different.
It's different.
Yeah, I feel like...
It's good. It's ass-shaking, and you're really talented.
You feel me? Like, I feel like it could turn up a party, or it could fucking turn up the car ride. Right. Or it could turn up, like, just like... Oh, they're celebrating, like, some shit at a house, like Christmas or something. Oh, fuck, it's just placing like CamDaGuapo or, like... Right. Like, it could be in any occasion. Right. One thing I don't like making is, like, sad-ass music like that or, like... Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not just happy all the time, you feel me? Right. I don't just fucking make that music all the time and shit. Like, I be going through my shit and all that. But I don't like putting that out there. It just feels like I'd rather have people dance and be happy. Mm-hmm. Other than be sad and, like... Or, like, be angry and shit. Like, people be making music about, like, shooting and shit. Like, I don't know. I just stay to myself.
That's good, and I think that's going to get you far.
Yeah.
I think that's going to get you far.
I hope so, yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I definitely want to make sure we got in depth in your life because the followers want to know that. And I feel like you haven't really probably talked about it. Thank you so much for doing it. I appreciate you. But let the people know what you have out, what you have coming out. Shout your socials out.
I got some shit coming that's hard. You know what? You guys can find me on CamDaGuapo on every platform. Switch on my music. It speaks for itself. But I got this tape coming with Crook and Drummer. February 15th. BYOB Volume 1. Yeah, the title
Bring your own bottle?
Yeah, the title says it all. BYOB.
He's a ratchet.
BYOB
Bring
Volume 1.
your own bottle?
Come on.
I love that, though.
BYOB Volume 1 dropping soon.
Like, that's dope. Like, that's actually, like, that's creative as fuck.
Me?
Nobody you know is going to think about that.
BYOB Volume 1.
That's dope.
Just, it
and you said February 15th?
February 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outside of that?
You know what? The new single dropping too, February 1st. It's called "Give It to Me." It's a sample by that song Rick James. "Give It to Me, Baby." Have you heard that one? Yeah, I sampled that song.
Okay.
And then we're dropping February 1st, and the video dropping like shortly after.
Do you have any features with any like LA people yet? Just all people from out there, or just around?
The ones I do are kind of from out there. I have features with Plugs. I have features, kind of HP too, like the Parkside fools. But other than that,
you and Spaz don't have a song. Y'all be hard together. You and Spaz.
I'm gonna show you a song we have.
Oh, you do have one.
I'm gonna show you after.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's low key. Like, I don't be going out my way tapping in with artists like that, cause like I'm saying, like I feel like they're gonna fuck with you. They're gonna hit you up and really fuck with you organically.
Or you can meet them see them when you meet them. Yeah. Right.
When I do meet them, you feel me? I feel like there's levels to it too. Like,
yeah, there is.
You kind of gotta know how you gotta know where you're at first, and then tap in.
Right. And that's just respect. Like, you understand, like, I'm up and coming. Even though I'm talented, I'm up and coming. It has to make sense.
I know I'm harder than a lot of artists that are already big, but it's just like, like I said, we all know how to rap. Like, you really got to put in the work and get to where you want to get.
Yeah. CamDaGuapo on everything. The links for his IG and everything will be in the bio of the video. I put everything in all the bios, so that way everybody can find.
They can go reach out.
Yeah, they can find you guys. Do you have any words of wisdom or, like, any free game you can give anybody that's out there trying to get where you are, or let them know how you kind of cheated your way into the game?
The other day I was doing this interview with Lush. You know who Lush is? Lush One, and he was like, "You're 19 doing it like this, like, bro. When I was 19, I wanted to be fucking like what you're doing. You feel me? I wanted to be on what you're on." He's like, "I'm sure a lot of other young cats are like looking up to you and shit." So that kind of made me think. I was like, you know what? Like, there probably is a lot of young people looking up to me and shit. So what I would advise to the young people is, like, it sounds corny because everybody says it, but be yourself, fool. Like, straight up, just be yourself. You feel me? Because if it's not meant for you, then it's not. If you're gonna be yourself and then you're not fitting the standards to be like a fucking rapper, like this and that, like, that's not what you are. You feel me? That's part of being yourself. Like, if you're not really fucking, I don't know if you feel me, like I said, like I was talking earlier, like, people be going from good kids to gang members when they already had it good.
Right. There's no reason for you.
Yeah, there's no reason for it. Like, if you're really trying to get out the struggle and really trying to move up, then you would have kept going where you were at. You feel me?
Right.
Like, it's just like, just be yourself. That's it.
What about in the music industry? What advice could you give them if they're trying to be a rapper?
Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. Work hard. Don't catch good advice and let the bad advice get out here. And just fucking, just keep working. Keep working. Write lyrics every day, anytime you can. Fucking listen to beats. Do something that has to do with music every day. At least something. Feel me? If you really like doing it and you skip doing any music one day, then you're really going to feel like, damn, like, I didn't do anything today. Like, you feel me?
Right.
Yeah, just that. Just work on music every day. Fucking do something every day, and you'll get there.
Yep, most definitely. Well, thank you so much for doing the interview. I appreciate you. I enjoyed chopping it up with you. Shout out to the scumbags on my sweater. Shout out
Scumbag.
And shout out
Sky's the Limit.
I gotta still wear my sweatsuit.
Hey, look, I'm gonna show them these. I'm gonna flex on them real quick with these.
Oh yeah. Tap in for those, for sure. Look. I'll put the link in the bio for their Instagram, too, if you guys want his shoes.
I know y'all want these.
So tap in with that. And as far as I go, thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel, running my mixtape up, liking the interviews. Y'all ran that big sad interview up. Y'all still running it up. I know. It was a really good one. I did my greatest one. So if you haven't seen that one, go. It's gonna be one. Actually, Mitchell, produced by Mitchell, will be out before this one, so it'll be 2 interviews away from this one. But make sure you guys go run that up. And thank you guys for subscribing. And anything else you want to say?
Man, tap in. No, I appreciate y'all for tapping in and go follow up on our platforms. I appreciate you guys.